My name is Will Cord and I'm the host of Ready, Set, Renovate. Our podcast is produced in the upstate of South Carolina where I happen to live and our business, Daniel Builders, is located. Ready, Set, Renovate is dedicated to making home renovations a delightful and drama-free process. Drama is fun when it's on HGTV, but not so much fun when your own home is at stake. We discuss real-life home renovations and all they entail while equipping you to edit out the renovation craziness. Along the way, we pack in some inspiration for your own home. On this episode of Ready, Set, Renovate, we have Krystal from the Gallery of Lighting talking about how she helps people with their lighting decisions. It's an episode that you might say will be very enlightening. So let's get to it. Krystal, thanks for being on the Ready, Set, Renovate podcast. Really looking forward to this conversation we're about to have. You work for the Gallery of Lighting, and your role involves entirely about helping people make selections when it comes to lighting. Is that accurate?
That is correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about what that looks like for somebody who doesn't know what lighting is all about, and they're coming to you for help?
Yeah, absolutely. So my day-to-day, I work with builders, and I also work with a lot of electricians that do install service. So my day-to-day is a rotation of phone calls, emails, texts, fires to put out, but helping that client, whether it's the builder, whether it's the homeowner of a project, or whether it's the electrician of a project, trying to go from design standpoint to install and all the problems or questions that they have along the way.
Can you give us a scenario of somebody who owns a home and they come to you as a homeowner looking for help, and then maybe a scenario of a builder coming to you, and how those two processes compare?
Yeah, so a homeowner that comes into our showroom without a contractor, say they just want to come in and say, I just want to change the light over my breakfast nook. We would ask them a series of questions to try to figure out what style they're looking for, what measurements we need, ceiling heights, room dimensions, tables, because all that goes into play. Whether or not they're doing any kind of construction, whether it be very minor, painting the ceiling, to a full-blown remodel with a builder. Now, if they come in with a builder, or a renovation company. Then it goes a little more deeper, because then at that point you're probably moving walls, you're probably moving electrical boxes and all that type of thing. So we take a little more information from the builder and don't actually have to get the homeowner so engrossed into all that, other than just picking the prettiness that they want to see.
Are you working with interior designers as well and architects, or is it pretty much the contractor on the builder side that you're mainly connected with?
It depends on the level of project. I also do some light commercial, but that gets architects and mechanical engineers involved and all that. Some homeowners come in and love to pick out their stuff on their own, and they don't need a designer. Some homeowners come in and say, I don't know how to get this vision put together.
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing in some ways you can take on that role of
designer. And so we
designer.
take on that role of a designer. And then some people come in and they already have their designer with them. And then we go and we meet all together to make sure we're all on, as you could say, one accord with the vision and trying to implement it.
Lighting impacts every part of a house. There's no part that's untouched by lighting of some kind.
That is correct.
Can you talk a little bit about some things that people may not know when it comes to lighting, about how important it is to get the right lighting, or how big of a difference that can make in a home and how a person feels when they walk into a room?
Absolutely. One of the big things you just touched on is the atmosphere. If you walk into a room and the light is this stark white, bright white, kind of like daylight, we call it, and we make a joke at the gallery, surgical room. Kind
of like this light shining on us right now.
It can give off a cold. feeling and not warm and inviting. And so it's always good to, take the color temperature into mind of a light or the bulbs that you're putting in a fixture, so that you can achieve the atmosphere you want with also being the best color possible for the colors that you've picked on all your finishes in your home. So then, the necessity part of it, I need to be able to see the difference between black and blue when I'm getting dressed in the closet in the morning. So, I match. We also take into consideration with that, even in a room such as a bathroom, doing levels of lighting so you can reach those stages no matter what you're doing. So if you want to relax in a bathtub and have a glass of wine or, light some candles, you can have a layer of lighting that achieves that, but that layer of lighting is not going to help you see to, trim your beard, put on your makeup, is not going to give you the lighting you need. So there is a necessity of that in every room, is to have those layers. So we do ask all those questions.
Talk a little bit, and you touched on it in that answer, but a little bit about how lighting is very subjective too. Some people may say, this is the perfect lighting for this room, and someone else may come in and say, man, it seems kind of dark in here. How do you help a person understand for themselves what the right lighting fit is? Are you going through a series of questions with them?
Not necessarily a series of questions. It's more just having a conversation with them and get a feeling of, again, what do they want to achieve with this room? And, those questions can go from where, what do you want the focal point of the room to be? Do you want it to be the light fixture, or have you spent a lot of money on a backsplash and you want that to be the highlight and we just need something to complement it? That helps us lean into what are we achieving with this light in the room and what each person sees. People come into the showroom all the time and recessed cans. Some people can't stand them, some people love them. And it's all subjective to the person. So it's really building that conversation and going into depth with the client to figure out what their likes, dislikes, and at the end, what they ultimately want to achieve in the room.
Part of your role entails going on site and putting your own eyes on a room.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
After we meet with the client, we are available to go to the electrical walk. That is the electrician and the builder and the homeowner, designer if they have one, and walk through all the questions of, we want to hang a fixture here, we want cans here, we want them switched over on this wall, that type deal. Then after the house is electrically roughed in, we make a second trip out to verify all those measurements to make sure that what we originally planned for is still going to work.
I'm sure that's very comforting for the client to know that you're all over it from start to finish. It's kind of like what we say in the GC world, measure twice, cut once.
Yeah, absolutely.
you're doing just that, but in terms of lighting.
Yeah, we measure twice and we order once.
There you go. How does the install work? You guys, this may be clarifying for some, but you guys don't do the install, but you partner with electricians that do,
yes,
right?
So absolutely. So if our builder has a designated electrician, we partner with them to schedule the delivery date so it's there and they're not sitting around waiting for product to show up. When it does show up, a label is on the box that tells them what room it goes in and what bulbs we're supplying to put in it. And then if you're coming to the gallery or a homeowner and you didn't need a design team and a builder and all that, we have a list of electricians that we can recommend to homeowners that are electricians that we deal with on a daily basis that we trust in our own homes.
That's great. And that makes such a difference too, when you know that all your work isn't being ruined by somebody else who's doing the install. I know
Absolutely.
There's a big trust relationship there.
There is.
Tell us what you love about your job. I mean, you're doing, sounds like a lot. You laid out a lot at the front there.
Yeah.
What is it that just gets you going in the morning, gets you excited about going to work?
The relationships we build with the homeowners, with the builders, with the project managers, every aspect of the job we touch, because you're talking about a renovation can take anywhere from 3 months to 18 months, depending on the level, if not longer. And we get to go on that ride with them and be there. And lighting and electrical is one of those that we're with you the entire project. So the relationship really, and getting to see those faces and, you know, find out what's going on in their world in the last couple weeks is a great part to my day.
Sounds like you guys have a business model a lot like Daniel Builders, where relationship is such a huge part of it. Huge part of it. So for the people out there that want to get in touch with the Gallery of Lighting and they want to look at how they can change their house in terms of lighting, where do they start?
Yeah, start by calling us at the showroom. Our phone number is 864-370-4451. Our website is galleryoflighting.com. You can browse thousands and thousands of light fixtures there and call us with any questions that you have.
Krystal, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a great conversation. Appreciate all you do, all that Gallery of Lighting does for Daniel Builders. It's definitely a team effort, and we're grateful for you guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Are you interested in remodeling your home? Well, reach out to us at danielbuilders.com and we can help you get that process started.